Hello everyone and welcome to my guide on Outlaw Rogue in Mythic Plus. In this video I'm gonna do some commentary over a Mythic Plus that I'm doing, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the mistakes that I do, what I'm thinking about during the dungeon, and how to maximize your DPS and perform as well as possible. I thought this is a Plaguefall 15. I thought a lot of you can relate to it. You will be able to compare your DPS, and the video will also be a little bit shorter. So yeah, here at the beginning of the dungeon, I like to, since I'm a Necrolord, I can go and pick up this slime, kill him, use Fleshcraft on him, so I get the shield that will, the buff that will do some AoE damage around me. So that's a neat little trick you can do as a Necrolord. I'm running with the Killing Spree talent. I got the crit legendary. That is what I'm using for almost all the dungeons. In Sanguine Depths, maybe I'll use Blade Rush together with the crit legendary. Blade Rush I use there only because it's so dangerous to use Killing Spree and it gains a ton of value in the gauntlet. Alright, here we come to the first pack. I want to, of course, put Tricks of Trade, Mark of Death, full combo point Slice and Dice, and then open up with Ambush, and then go on from there. And what I want to do, I want to put everything I have on cooldown. Like I use Adrenaline Rush, I use the moment my crit buff runs out, I want to use Vanish and Killing Spree. So, because we want to use our cooldowns right away, so we can get them back as quickly as possible, and then we can use them again. Here now it's a cleave fight, which most of the time it is in a Mythic Plus. So now we want to have Blade Flurry up all the time, and we will try to have as high uptime on Blade Flurry as possible, and that will increase your DPS by a lot if you don't forget about it. And that is a very common mistake that people do. They forget about it for a few seconds. So, I mean, watching your own videos, you can start noticing these kind of things. I've noticed it in some of my videos that I've looked at. But even you get, let's say you get Blade Flurry back, and you still have it active. Just use it again. There's no reason to wait on Blade Flurry. Here, I want to, of course, make sure that those Stormers get stunned. I'm using a Mouseover Macro to stun them, so I don't need to switch targets. In this pack, I love this pack because now we can start sniping with Mark for Death and Serrated Bone Spike. Blade Flurry up right away. I want to start between the eyes and the target. Then, now I want to start sniping. Use Mark for Death, spend your finishers. Use Serrated Bone Spike, use a finisher. And keep applying Serrated Bone Spike on as many targets as possible. And always try to snipe. The next one who's about to die, snipe it. Of course, Vanish and Killing Spree on cooldown. This pack I don't even have Vanish and Killing Spree, but look how much damage I'm gonna do. Simply because of a Mark for Deathing. I'm using Serrated Bone Spike to snipe. And I'm using Mouseover Macro for those as well. It's really useful, so I don't need to go around swapping targets. When it's a very short fight like that, you don't have time to go tab targeting everything, so Mouseover Macro is really good. Here the run was a little bit weird because the tank kind of forgot to get Pride before the boss, and it's Tyrannical week, so I mean, we kind of wanted that Pride, but it's fine. We do so much damage here anyway, and it's just a 15, so there isn't really a problem. Here, even if I had Vanish and Killing Spree up here, I would still use it for a single target fight. We don't want to save it. Whenever it comes up, we use it right away. Maybe for the bosses, I may sometimes hold it for the ads, when the ads are gonna spawn, simply because if it's like really important to kill them quickly, then I might save. But otherwise, here, use it use it as quickly as possible. This stomp, you can grappling hook back to it. There's a few bosses that you can cheese a little bit with the grappling hook. And now I'm also thinking about, since the big slime is gonna spawn, do we have any CC in this group? We have a hunter and we have a root from the druid. But since it's tyrannical, we're gonna decide to kill these small slimes. Blade flurry up right away, Serrated Bone Spikes on them, and if I had Mark for Death up at that point, I would start using Mark for Death as well. And when the thing is, if we don't, I've done this quite a lot of times, the Plaguefall, when I've been farming my items. On Tyrannical Week, if you don't have the CC for the big slime, I mean, you can, of course, blind it. You blind the first big slime. But if you don't have enough damage in your group, the next slime is going to spawn, and then you're going to have to kite that one, and then your blind is going to run out. So you're not going to have enough CC. In that case, it's just best to kill the ads. And now the boss is dead. And I think we will get a pride pretty soon. Here now, I want to use Tricks of Trade on the tank, and that big guy over there, I'm gonna have to be really careful of his frontal, because Killing Spree can be really dangerous when someone is using a frontal or a cleave or something that would do a lot of damage. And that's why it's I have a cancelaura for Killing Spree, because if you do the mistake that you notice that you're in the middle of a killing spree, you're noticing, oh shit, I'm gonna die here, then just cancelaura. I have it, I think I have it on my grappling hook, yes, so I can just use the cancelaura to cancel it, losing DPS of course, but I mean, it's better to do that than to die. And as you can see, we even use Vanish Killing Spree on the Pride. We don't want to wait for it for the next pack. We use it on the Pride right away. Maybe if the Pride is just about to die and we're coming up to a big pack, maybe then I can save it. And if we have no issue dealing with the Pride. Here, yeah, I got hit by the frontal there, and I waited for his upheaval. It's not called upheaval, but something else, and then I used Killing Spree. I usually wait for those two, his frontal and the upheaval thingy, whatever it's called. Here, Serrated Bone Spike again. As a Necrolord, you can use Fleshcraft whenever a slime dies to pick up the buffs. And the buffs will give you different buffs to your whole party that is around you. And so Necrolord is pretty useful here, and Necrolord is very good Covenant for Mythic Plus anyway as a rogue, since you can snipe with Serrated Bone Spike as well as Mark for Death. And it's really fun. I mean, you're pressing so many buttons all the time. But you can definitely play whichever Covenant you want. And none of the other Covenants are that far behind in damage in Mythic Plus. So you can play, I would dare to say you can play at any level with any Covenant as a rogue. This next pack is a bit dangerous. Again, the frontal. But this time I've learned my lesson. Don't stand in front of him. The explosives, I usually let the healer take care of them. But if I see that the timer is going up to like 50% or more, then I will just kill it. And also, if there are several explosives, then I might help out as well. And the thing about a good thing about rogues in Mythic Plus is that since we're using our cooldowns all the time and we have like very high consistent damage, we don't have these huge burst windows like mages do or druids do, but we are very good at killing prides. I mean, we should top the DPS on the prides almost every single time. And what that means is that since we're killing it, the other classes can save their cooldowns because we don't need to. But they have these big 3-minute cooldowns, you know, that they don't want to spend on pride. They'll rather use it with the pride on another pack. And that is also a very good reason why Outlaw Rogue is so good. These guys, if they grab someone, you can just stun them or gouge them or blind them to interrupt it. I've died before where when those things that explode, exactly that green one, they explode under the tentacle, and then at the same time the tentacle grabbed me, and then I instantly died. So just make sure to stun them if they are trying to grab something. These that explode and kill themselves, it's a good idea to mark for death them, and use Serrated Bone Spike on them for some free combo points. And here I tried to re-stealth. I think I could have gotten it there, but yeah, I missed it. I noticed one thing. I'm holding on to my trinket too much. I think I'm forgetting to use it actually. I should maybe have a weak aura that reminds me to use the trinket until I start remembering it myself, because I've been holding on for it now way too long. There's no reason to hold on to it, and I could definitely get some more DPS if I remember to do it. I'm kind of okay with using Blade Flurry on cooldown. I could be even better on it. I could also be a little bit better on Roll the Bones. I'm gonna actually do a separate video where I'm talking about Roll the Bones and the best way, what we need to re-roll. Here, I love this haste buff. It's very good for party, very good for me. You can actually stand in the, if you stand in a red pool, you also get a lot of extra haste. Also notice here that there are small windows where I missed the Blade Flurry. Like I had 5 combo points there, and I should have used Blade Flurry first and then spend those 5 combo points. So I mean, you really notice these small details when you're watching your own videos, and that's such a good way to improve. So definitely recommend it to anyone. And on single target, we just, with the Serrated Bone Spike, we just kind of make sure that we at least we don't overcap on the charges. And on multi-target, it's Serrated Bone Spike is a lot better than Sinister Strike. I mean, it's our best generator after ambush. So if you can, you want to use Serrated Bone Spike on different targets instead of using Sinister Strike if possible. On this boss, yeah, no, I should use the trinket, but maybe, am I saving it for? No, I didn't save it. I thought I was saving it for the bomb maybe. But yeah, now I should Adrenaline Rush right away. No need to wait for the cooldown. I like to save Vanish and Killing Spree though for this explosion. So then sometimes I'll be able to do some damage on the boss as well. In many groups, you might want to CC this small slime and pull the boss away from him and just kill the boss. Because when the small slime is next to him, the boss would take a lot less damage. Same thing if the small slime is next to the explosive, it would take a lot less damage, but killing it is just fine as well. I love Outlaw. We can just grappling hook all the way over there with the boss, and it's gonna be up for every time he jumps to the other side. On that jump ability, that actually does. I don't know about the edges, but I mean, if you stand right next on him when he jumps on you, you can't cloak it. It's physical damage. I've died to that before. I learned my lesson. But what he will always do is like he will do when he jumps, it will be like a plus from in front of him to the sides, so you can always see when he jumps somewhere. You just stand a little bit diagonally from him, and then you can just freely attack him. It's not such a hard boss, but I've been in pugs where we have wiped him. The second boss, however, can be a bit tricky sometimes, and I think actually in this run, we will actually wipe. We will actually wipe to this boss next. But until we come there, on this pack here, I like if I have Vanish and Killing Spree up here. Here I actually might save it because we're gonna pull the next big pack in the middle there. In the middle after this tentacle, and these die so fast, so and the next pack is kind of dangerous, so I usually save it for this pack that is coming right up, but I didn't this time, but it's completely fine. Using it on cooldown is just a very good idea anyway. Here we try to, I use Serrated Bone Spikes. I think I used the AoE taunt from the cardboard assassin that I have on my belt. You can get it from Cataclysm Engineering. And I didn't cloak there, but usually I like to use cloak together with my Vanish Killing Spree combo in a pack like that, where there's like AoE damage going on, so I don't kill myself by mistake while I'm doing Killing Spree. Rogues, even though I'm not doing very well here, rogues are very good at seizing this ambusher, where we can stun it with the full kidney. Usually they will die within that. You can use gouge to interrupt the stealthlings. You can use what's it called, blind, to interrupt it as well. But the stealthlings, they aren't really that dangerous if you have the AoE damage anyway. And that many eyes guy that does the shield, we can interrupt that guy with gouge as well. So on these packs, it's very nice to have a rogue. And these stealthlings, we can just start sniping them again with Marked for Death and Serrated Bone Spike. I mean, so did you see that? How many Marked for Death I got in a row there? That's why, I mean, even if you're not good at sniping, Marked for Death is still gonna be the best talent for Mythic Plus. You can use it as start of pack, get slice and dice, or from stealth you can use a 5 combo point dispatch, because dispatch also benefits from count the odds conduit, same way as ambush, so it doesn't really matter which one you use from stealth. So I mean, if you have defeated a pack, you're coming into the next pack and you already have some combo points, let's say you're full combo points, you don't want to use an ambush, because then you're gonna waste some combo points, and you never want to waste combo points as an outlaw. So I don't think it has any spec as a rogue. So just used dispatch. Yeah, we were missing some percent here, so the tank wanted to take this pack. I think maybe the tentacle pack over there might have been better. I'm not sure, but we kill him with the pride. No problem. I was a little bit scared, I gotta say. Now, yes, I'm missing out on the trinket quite a bit. And of course, not saving my Vanish Killing Spree, because using it right away. And I also wanted to cooldown, because on this boss, I like to save Vanish and Killing Spree for the ads. So usually if I have Vanish Killing Spree here, I won't use it right away, because I want to kill the ads as soon as possible, because they are kind of dangerous. This we will actually wipe on this, as I said before. I think it's the second time we spawn the ads. But then we get it no problem. And here the ads. Serrated Bone Spike on them. Mark for death on them. And Blade Flurry up right away. And now I should get Vanish Killing Spree. Yeah. And this blue circle that that guy just had, and he had to run out. We get it as a rogue. You still have to run out, but then you cloak it so you won't get stunned. And the thing about Outlaw, we really have nothing to get those spiders out from stealth, so we can't really help the tank. Well, the tank should maybe have run to them so we can get them out. The hunter can flares, of course, but yeah, now the healer died. This is a mess. I mean, it's kind of really close. I have combat res, so I'm gonna try to combat res soon, I think. Nope, that's not the healer. Trying to find him because the combat res is very short range. Does it go off? Or did it backfire? I don't know, but he didn't get the rest, I guess. And here I died. That's unfortunate. Oh well, let's skip. We kill some ads on the way just to get some more percent. Second try, I promise this goes a lot better. Mark for death, slice and dice, Serrated Bone Spike, get up to 5 combo points between the eyes. And now, this time I'll say I have Vanish and Killing Spree up, but I'm saving it. And Cloak of Shadows, never mind, it's on cooldown. I should use my trinket. There we go. 1, 2, Serrated Bone Spikes and Mark for death. Vanish, Killing Spree with Blade Flurry up. There, my Blade Flurry ran out actually like in the last second of Killing Spree. So I should have used Blade Flurry first and then Vanish, Killing Spree. You lose a lot of damage if you don't have Blade Flurry up when you're using your Killing Spree. I think the thing about Killing Spree and the crit legendary, a lot of people actually think that you only use Killing Spree if you have the crit legendary. But it just happens that the crit legendary is probably our best legendary in Mythic Plus, at least damage wise. And Killing Spree just happens to be our best talent for Mythic Plus. So if you don't have the crit legendary or you're not using it, you can still go with Killing Spree. Next week I'm actually, since it's spiteful and we don't really get that many restelts, I don't like running the crit legendary on spiteful weeks at all. So I will use Celerity and Killing Spree. You can go Deathly Shadows as well. I mean, they're really close in damage anyway. A lot of top players are using Deathly Shadows instead of the crit legendary, and they're really close in damage. So I mean, it doesn't really matter which one you use. But for what we know right now, damage-wise, the crit legendary is the best, and so is Killing Spree, no matter which legendary you use. Here, since we're low on percentage, we should now go and kill the slimes, and then go over here and kill these two. I wait for the poison to go off so I can re-stealth. Nothing special. Here I want to, I usually put up Shroud right away. Then usually the tank will understand, okay, we can just skip this pack and go to the left and start with the left pack. What happens is when we kill the left pack first, then we always get out of combat after we kill a pack, so then I can just re-stealth and we don't kill the next pack. But here he just went straight for it, so fine. But here on these packs we can Serrated Bone Spikes, Blade Flurry up, Serrated Bone Spikes, Mark for Death. That's most what we're gonna remember. Of course, keep roll the bones up. But when you see packs like this, think about sniping with Blade Flurry. Ooh, he was so low and still one shot at me. Luckily I got combat rest almost right away, but yeah. See, this is the guy that keeps you in combat. If you pull him at the start, he's gonna keep you in combat during the whole fight. And then we notice that we don't get a pride after him, so then we're gonna have to go back and kill the slimes. So it was a little bit awkward run, I gotta say, but we get it pretty fast anyway. I'm not sure where he's going. I just love Grappling Hook. But these slimes, you can also, with the Fleshcraft, you're gonna get buffs from them, so it's good to kill them anyway. The thing is, we're gonna have to kite the pride all the way to the boss, and I hate kiting prides. And in these corridors, it's very hard to see with your camera what's happening. And you don't need to channel the full Fleshcraft. I mean, you can do it for 1 second, and you still get all the buffs. I will also link all my weak auras down below. I'm using 2 different Roll the Bones weak auras at the moment, because the one I had actually I can't find it anywhere anymore. It doesn't seem to exist, and I think it's outdated as well. So I'm trying a new weak aura and kind of feeling it out how I like it. Okay, on this boss, a lot of things can go wrong, especially with the tentacles. People still die to the tentacles. It seems like it's and yeah, this add Blade Flurry up right away, but you see I keep my target on the boss. I have between the eyes on him, so I just cleave on the add and keep attacking the boss, and there we have a tentacle death. If I notice that the add is dying too slowly and he's gonna get another cast off, then I might switch to him. And during every boss fight that has adds, every time the add spawn, I cast Tricks of the Trade on the tank. These we can use Serrated Bone Spikes on them, Mark for Death on them. Almost got hit. Thing is, if you stand, even if the tentacle is on the other side of the room, and it's not, for no way it's gonna hit you, but if you stand in that pool, you can instantly die. So don't even stand in that pool. Serrated Bone Spike on that. I mean, Serrated Bone Spike is your best friend. Whenever you see another target, use Serrated Bone Spike. And Mouseover Macro is just so, I can't stress it enough, it's so useful and so good. Because if I tab target away, I mean, I'm gonna lose out on all those between the ice crits. Mark for Death, Serrated Bone Spike. And keep attacking the boss. And I'm actually saving my cloak for the last phase, because the healer should have no problem keeping us alive for this long, but during the last phase it gets a bit difficult, especially with Infectious Rain, which does a lot of damage. And since you have Acrobatic Strikes, that's the talent that gives us a little bit more extra attack range, we can like attack these mobs without them attacking us. We stand just in range. Here I should, yes, there you go, I used my potion, and now cloak. Now we just go ham on the boss. yeah, this was a pretty okay run, even though we wiped and didn't really do a like kind of pulled weird mobs. Didn't have enough trash, you know, for the last boss and everything like that. But it went pretty fast anyway. My damage was pretty good. I think the other ones have a little bit lower gear, but they can definitely do a lot more. And yes, this was it for this video. I hope you learned something. I noticed some mistakes that I'm doing that I'm gonna have to improve on. I really recommend that you record your own runs and then look at them, and then you start noticing these things. Not using trinkets, or I should have used blade flurry there. But yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know. And look forward to the next one. Thank you very much. Have a good day.